versus Rexar.
Here folks, it's Kikoskia here with some more Hearthstone. And do I see Millhouse Mana Storm in my opening hand and I'm going second? Yes we do! You know what that means. We're going to be playing it. For this deck is entirely full of gnomes. Yes, there are spells, but there are also gnomes as well. Is playing Millhouse Mana Storm on turn 1 against a hunter a poor idea? Yes. Let's do it, because considering the time of year, it's time to play something really silly and just have some fun. A 4/4 on turn 1. What will you do? Probably play a lot of spells and absolutely crush me. But if you're a minion-based deck, this is a really strong play. I don't think it was a strong play though. I think we're in some Ooh! Have I been rewarded? Once in 1,000 times, Millhouse Mana Storm. Oh wait, kill command. No, I was definitely rewarded for that. Definitely. We still have a 4/1. Aha! Success. And now we have a Knife Juggler. That was also a 3-mana spell that was wasted on Millhouse Mana Storm. We're going to Mirror Entity here. We're going to use Millhouse Mana Storm to trade into this minion, and then attack face. Surprisingly enough, that was a really good start. If I'd encountered a, ooh, very nice. Now, we have one of those, and we just hit your minion in the face. Now, if I play my Gnomish Inventor here, and this knife hits his taunt, I will trade. Draw a card. Is it still worth trading a little bit? Yes, I think so. We'll hit there. And we'll see what you do. Gnomes as a theme is a rather silly one. This deck had to be a wild deck to take full advantage of the theme. Do I fireball that 2/4? Probably. Otherwise getting rid of it is going to be tricky. Or I could just play a Salty Dog, but if that gets buffed, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage, so I will just fireball it. There we go. We're not letting that survive. We'll hit you in the face. Next turn we could play quite a few things. We could play a Shallow Gravedigger, also a gnome. We could get a Death Rattle minion when it dies that probably won't be a gnome. With all of Wild open to us, it could be any kind of minion from any of the expansions. Well, it has to be Death Rattle, but apart from that, any kind of minion. Right, we have another Fireball, but I'm gonna risk it. That's face, that's fine.
Give me a minute.
We can trade as well. There we go, you're now at 18 health. Be afraid. I'm getting you closer to 0. I also have Meteor to deal with any Stitch Tracker. You're going to discover something. Weaponized Pinata, eh? Gnomish Inventor. First, we'll trade. 4 mana. That's not really going to help me, is it? But I might draw something that's lower mana. That will actually do for a taunt for now. So we'll play it. More face damage. I like it. Let's just keep hitting the face. And if there's a big minion placed here... Oh, bomb toss there. You now have a 0/2. That it, when it dies, will... Elise Starseeker. Now, Cybertech Chip. Add a random mech to your hand upon minion death. I have 3 damage, 9 damage, 10 damage. I could put you down to 1. I could put you down to 1. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to hit you a lot in the face.
Hey, give me a minute.
There we go. And I will trade the hero power into this. I could have just hit the face with the hero power, but that taunt surviving is going to be quite useful. The random mech may also be very useful. That wasn't too bad. A 1-3. Still can't get through my taunt. There we go. That's a lot of damage facing you down. It's still a fair amount of damage facing you down. Okay. Now I still have lethal eventually. Let's do a little bit of mathematics. The Dalaran Mage, spell damage +1. So this then deals 4 damage, this then deals 7 damage. 4, 6, 9. Dalaran Mage for the win! Gnomes for the win! Well played. Amazingly, my deck full of gnomes has triumphed. Well done, Dalaran Mage. You were very useful. That may be the first time I've ever said that about the Dalaran Mage card. Victory is mine. I used my hero power twice that match. Let's go again, shall we? Let us see if somehow my gnome deck can pull a second win. I do greatly doubt it. It does have some decent spells. Admittedly, the spells do not have pictures of gnomes in them. One of them did that I could have used, but I prefer to have a minion in the 1 mana slot than a spell most of the time. It is a worthy opponent, but little do they know how little hope they have. Because gnomes. Belligerent Gnome, not a bad 2-drop. We'll have that. We'll get rid of the spells. I wouldn't mind having Millhouse Mana Storm again. I'll keep those instead. I don't have any choice in the matter, but I'll settle for them. Hello.
Happy Feast of Winter.
We also have Toki Time Tinker. Now I know that Toki technically may or may not be a gnome, could very well be a member of the Bronze Dragonflight. Still looks like a gnome. Do I play the Belligerent Gnome? Yes. Ultimately, it's a 1-4. I'll have that on the board, and we'll see what you do. Coining out a 3-drop, eh? Tauren Warrior. I feel like Mirror Entity is a good idea here. Because if you're going to play a Frothing Berserker, I want one of those. Trading. Armor up. Okay. Interesting. I could hero power and get rid of the 5/2, and to be honest, that's a pretty good idea. Because I get the feeling there may be a card that synergizes with that minion being damaged, and I don't want that to be played on that. I don't want a really nasty Tauren Warrior. Ah, Corcoran Elite. Meet Corcoran Elite. I'm sure you'll get along wonderfully. You did! Brilliant. Time to play a high power card. Face a 7/4. Admittedly, that is one 4-attack weapon away from being destroyed, but that's still a lot of damage. Toki Time Tinker in Wild still only draws, still only gives minions that are wild, so I won't get things that are currently in the standard format. But I'm still going to play it after I've played Gelbin! you want to kill that there. That homing chicken at the start of my turn is going to give me 3 cards. There's even a targeting reticule on it, going, hey, you should totally kill this. How many resources are you going to waste killing that homing chicken? If you don't, I get lots of cards. It's been a long time since I played Gelbin as well. A nice trip down memory lane. And a silly one at that. You're considering cards. You did not kill the chicken. Aha! Look at all those cards I just drew. I think a polymorph's good here. I'll get rid of that. Would you stand for this?
I won't stand for that.
I didn't think you would. No armor anymore. Look at all the cards I've got. I could play a nasty turn next turn. Gore howl, eh? And you're going to hit that. That's fine. I can stop you from doing that. We have that, and then that, and then... I'll actually play a few minions here.
Put this apple on your head.
Play this. Then I'll play the Dalaran Mage.
I am master of magic.
And then I'll hit you for 4 with the Frostbolt and freeze you. That Gore Howl isn't going to help you right now, I'm afraid. And that spell damage is definitely going to help me. That's another 7 mana Fireball incoming next turn.
I can wait no longer.
Romash Hellscream, eh? You're going to trade there, are you? Fair enough. Let's see what we can do.
Put this apple on
Knife
your head.
Juggler! Sorcerer's Apprentice!
Like you.
That'll do! Fireball! Hit you in the face! You're at 11 health now! Chances are this person's going to stabilize in a spectacular fashion though, because I'm really just trying to rush you down right now. But they may not. Brawl! That's a pretty good stabilization card. The Knife Juggler survived! I'm gonna call you Knife Juggler Larry. And then bash to gain some armor. That's fine. Now we have another Frostbolt. I'm gonna Toki Time Tinker here. What do we get? Ooh! Shaku the Collector! With stealth, which means you can't hit that in the face immediately, which will draw me a Warrior class card. Animated Berserker. Okay. Urabashi Berserker. Ooh. I like what you're doing here. Amani Berserker. Now I do have a Flame Strike in here. And Battle Rage to draw some cards. I like that. An Enraged mechanic. And lots of it too. Now, you're at 9 health. That is something to consider. You are at 9 health. So, first, let's draw a card.
Pass me that Park Light Spanner.
Meteor. Meteor. Pretty useful. I could use it, and unfortunately I'd have to use it over there, though. Let's do this first. Deadly Arsenal. Well, that's going to be completely useless because I do not have any weapons. But I will get rid of that. For when you absolutely want to get rid of something, Meteor is the spell for you. There are some instances where Meteor will not work.
Armor made to
Armor Smith. Amani Warbear. Ooh, I like it. Note that if we draw a Fireball, we've still just won. We're not going to draw a Fireball, though. We're going to draw Flame Strike, though. That's pretty useful. Your weapon is a 5 weapon, and that is a 5 minion. I'm just going to do this. It does give you some armor, but I do need that board clear of minions. You have more minions though, that I know. This is not going to go so well. No, this is not going to go so well. There's the Lich King. Hello, how are you? What's that? You're going to stop all of my forward progress? That you are. That you are. But I could Frostbolt the warrior's face and prevent him from using Gorehowl to trade into my salty dog.
Get back, you scurvy
That's a
dogs.
pretty good idea. So let's do that. No trading with Gorehowl for you! Again! What are you going to do?
I have an axe.
Bloodhoof Brave. Not the most scary thing, not at the moment anyway.
Back to work.
Cruel Taskmaster to get rid of my minion there. Not the worst either. You are just going to hit face. I was going to expect that, and expect that I did. There's Fireball. A little late, unfortunately.
Let's get
But we can get rid of you! That at least is something. So... could Fireball the Bloodhoof Brave. Not a bad idea. Then I think we'll play Crystalline Oracle. And that's all I'm going to play. Not going to play anything else, not much point. I know that if he hits me in the face with that Gorehowl, it will disappear, so he's probably going to either hit the 1-1 or save it. Ah, yes. If it's my opponent... oh, he is just going to hit me in the face with that. It's gone now. He probably has another weapon. There's the other weapon. And... more damage to me. If Brawl comes out from this... there's the Leper Gnome. Hello, how are you? That's blood to Ica. That's not super useful. But we'll still play it.
Someday I'll be just like you.
We'll do this.
I'll put a stop to that.
They're spell immune now. We'll get a 2-2. There we go. Face the might of a spell immune Leper Gnome. This is one brawl away from disaster. One. Will that brawl arrive now? Will it arrive later? We'll find out soon enough as we wait. I'm glad at least that Millhouse Manastorm got one match whereupon he shined once again. You are looking at that Leper Gnome. The swirly anti-magic field around the Leper Gnome. It is impenetrable. Face, eh? Are you going to brawl? Or are you just going to kill me? Or are you going to do nothing? That's a disaster waiting to happen. But you know what? I may be short on other options. What we'll do is we'll trade here. Do that. Hit here. We now have a spell immune minion here. We'll do this. And Millhouse Manastorm, you started the glorious run of success with this deck. You might as well end the failure of this deck. But it's a spell immune Millhouse Manastorm. But you're more than able to brawl for free now. Face, do you have another weapon? Because playing it now would be a mistake.
Fly, Polly.
Hello, Nazos first mate. Hello, Frostmourne. Not quite sure why you played them in that order. Because I wouldn't play the minion at all, to be honest. Toshly. If I get Freeze here, this could save me. Oh, Freeze! But it only freezes minions. Alas.
Well played.
Alas, I was excited there and then I forgot that it only freezes minions. Ah well. Can't even freeze Millhouse Manastorm because he's spell immune. Alas.
Well done.
Ah well, 1 win, 1 loss. Do we go for 1 more though? Do we try 1 more time? We don't yet know if the deck wins more than it loses. Let's go! 1 more match. The deciding match. Will we see the other gnomes that I put in here that haven't yet had an opportunity to show just how useful they are? We'll see. First, we need to find a worthy opponent. Sometimes it's nice just to make a deck that's exceptionally silly, see if it works. Sometimes I make them to clear specific dailies.
Khadgar versus Uther.
A paladin, eh?
I will fight with honor. Knowledge.
We've got a
is
1-drop. That's a good start. We'll get rid of everything else and we'll keep the leper gnome. Ooh, we have a 2-drop as well. Very nice. And we have Gelbin. We'll just wait. See what my opponent does. They're looking at their cards. They're mulliganing all of them. Hello.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
Leper Gnome! You think that's the only gnome? We've only just begun. Knife Juggler is probably a good,
The light dims,
ooh,
but we
righteous protector, eh? Belligerent Gnome is definitely one I need to save.
Put this apple on your head.
And I'm going to trade. 2 damage to you! First blood to the gnomes!
Loa, hear my call.
Okay. Now this minion, when there are 2 or more,
Happy
when there are
Feast
2
of
or more of
Wintervale,
the
champion.
opponent minions out in play, gains +1 attack.
Who wants a piece of this?
Aha! Do we trade?
Hey, cat!
Yes, we do. So the next turn, we could play something and potentially kill it. Ah, I see there's going to be a Blessing of Kings here. However, I can get rid of that minion. I can get rid of that minion by just hero powering and trading. It does admittedly go back into his deck and he can then draw it later. He may have drawn it right now, which would be unfortunate. A 1-3 with +4/+4 is a 5-7. Don't want him to play a 5-7 for 2. But considering that his deck is far better constructed than mine is, in the sense that it's vaguely constructed, I'm in some bother. Go get him, salty dog!
By the holy
I
light.
know!
Marvel.
It's terrifying. Now you can't actually deal with it and get the overkill, which is nice. Unfortunately, you can get the overkill now. If I get one of the ones... No, you can't!
By the holy light.
I know!
Marvel.
It's a 7/7 Gelbin! And you can't even overkill the 0/4 because it has 4 health. You're going to heal?
What?
And then Ray to call, which means that all of your health barring 1 is replaced for armor. Do I want to, I definitely want to get rid of you. I do. I do.
I won't stand for
There we go. And I feel like, just playing this, I do have to play something at some point. And it buffs itself. That, thing there will buff any minion on the board. So, you having a, board that only has your minions on it is a good thing. You'll trade into that, which activates the overkill, which then buffs a minion by +2/+2. Gives me a rotten apple bomb, though. I feel like getting rid of that.
For duty.
It's a good idea. It's a very good idea. Now I can't get rid of that and play a minion that will be really helpful to me. But I can do this. And this. And that. And then hit you for 7. Now it's a 2-5. That thing is getting more and more powerful as time goes on. There's nothing here that you can overkill, even with a consecration. 2 consecrations, yes. Oh wait, no, consecration will overkill that. But now you are only at 12 health. 6-6 with taunt. Now having the 2-3 on the board here is a little dangerous. It's very dangerous, in fact, but I could do this and then we spell stopper. That will clear the board. Gonna have to take a little bit of a risk here. Please buff the 4-5. Oh dear, you buffed the 1-1. That's okay, there'll be some trading that will happen anyway. I hope. Ah, there's the Immortal Prelate. I can at least get rid of the Immortal Prelate. Oh, I can definitely get rid of the Immortal Prelate. More minions? Face? Trading there, eh?
Reporting for duty.
Okay, what can I do? Consecration number 2. Well, that gets rid of that. Does get rid of that. So a Flame Strike will make that into a... Yep, that seems pretty good. Then we'll Frostbolt that. It's gone. 2 more damage. You're down to 10 health. The idea of the deck I'm playing against is that you use the legendary to gain loads of armor, and then you use lots of health gaining mechanics, be it with minions or spells like that, to make up the health that you've lost, and ultimately... Ooh! The Undertaker! Immortal Prelate. And the Immortal Prelate again. That's unfortunate, but I can just... I could turn you into something completely different. Good plan. You're a squirrel now.
By the holy light.
No shenanigans today. I was thinking about ways to freeze the minion, but then I thought, no! Tinkmaster Overspark. No, putting that minion back into your deck and then constantly playing it out again. It's a squirrel now. And it's gone. Admittedly, the situation isn't looking that great for me. Spirit of the Tiger. I can get rid of that using Flame Strike, and I'm very tempted to do so. Very tempted to do so, in fact. And I can do it very cleanly using the Dalaran Mage.
I am master of magic.
Go back into the deck, you!
Hey, give me that.
And back in the deck you go.
By the holy
More card draw!
job.
Very nice. You're running out of cards, and you've only gone about halfway through your deck. You have drawn that 5-7 a lot of times. Guardian of Kings. I can get rid of a Guardian of Kings using Frostbolt and Tinkmaster Overspark. And that is now 5 damage. 5 damage isn't going to make any difference compared to 4 damage, so
Pass me that
let's Gnomish Inventor. Sorcerer's Apprentice. Let's trade here. There we go.
for Gnome regard.
And let's, I think actually just pinging here's a good idea. That.
Vaporization commencing.
And I just realised that I should have played the second Dalaran Mage, and then I could have just killed that with a ping and the Frostbolt. A silly mistake, but we're not doing too badly right now. Spirit of the Tiger again. Sound the bells to get a 2-2. Because the totem there works in the sense that every time a spell is cast, you get a minion with the same attack and health as the spell. Unfortunately, I've got rid of all of my really nice ways to deal with a big board, Not great. What can I do, though? I can try and clear this board semi-efficiently, though.
Give me a minute.
I can do that. And then that. And then that. Then this. Then that. Then ping that there. Probably my best bet. That death rattle I'm going to be getting from the shallow gravedigger may be very useful. Now, if you kindly not draw the 5/7. Oh dear, spiked ridge steed. That is a 6/6 there that I'm dealing with.
Reporting for duty.
You're going to trade. Do a lot of trading, actually. That's not going to be very useful. Toshly may be useful, though.
Show them no.
What are we going to get? Swap a minion's attack and health. Well, we could make that into an 8/5, which means at the very least we could deal some damage to it, and get through the 5/8 aspect of it. But realistically, that's just going to buy me a little bit of time. But it's the time I'm going to need. It's time I'm going to need.
Give me a minute.
That, and that, giving him a 2/6. And then we do this. That said, he can quite cleanly trade into Toshly, and any other thing I choose to play right now. And he's probably drawn that 5/7 for 2. Or has he not? I still have a few more surprises left in my deck. He probably has far more, though.
Let me think.
Like a Holy Light. That will give him another 2/2.
Reporting for
Now
duty.
he's trading there. And then going face. Okay. Mirror Entity. Mirror Entity might not be too bad.
Open fire.
We'll get rid of this. We'll play Showers in, because it's literally the only minion I have left in my hand. We do have that Mirror Entity. If you do play that 5/7, I at least will get the 5/7.
Reporting for duty.
Equality. At least I can get rid of the 6/1 now. Fireball. I think I'll save that. Save that for the prelate when it appears. Hopefully it appears now.
Lower.
There it is!
My call. Lower.
Marvelous! Now I have one!
Reporting for duty. By the holy light.
I know! And I can draw cards!
That Arclight's banner.
And then I can fireball this prelate, put it back into your deck, and then I can start hitting you for 5. And now I have one. You drawing that at that time was very timely. And very fortunate for me. Green jelly.
Reporting for
I
duty.
can destroy that green jelly. And I will. And I got... That's actually a nice card to see right now.
Hey,
So let's do this. And this. Then this. Then Millhouse!
prepare to face the mighty Gnome.
Can we get rid of one of those 1/1s? Yes, we can. Now we can get rid of another one. And then I'll put that there. Now any spell you choose to cast will cost 0. You could have Lay on Hands here. Flash of Light, not bad. It was only
The
2 anyway. So ultimately I benefited there. I benefited there.
By the holy light.
Amazingly, I've clawed it back. Toki Time Tinker here. That'll help me even more. Ooh, Cho'Gall. Not that useful.
Hey, give me a minute.
Trade here, trade here, hit you for quite a lot. And the reason why I didn't trade with the knife juggler there into the minion is because just in case there's another semi-board clear, I want the 2-3 to survive. There's the prelate, but Millhouse Mana Storm
Duty.
will get the final blow.
Victory is
Or not!
well played.
Turns out a deck full of gnomes can do something after all. 2 wins, 1 loss. And even with mistakes, didn't do too badly. And I cleared a daily as well. And that was the very silly deck called Gnomes! Fear the Gnomes! The Gnomes may surprise you. When we come back, folks, we'll play with a different deck, or it'll be a tavern brawl. Will the deck contain as many gnomes as this one did? No. I can quite categorically say that there won't be as many gnomes, but will it be as fun to play? Most likely. That said, that deck was very fun to play though. And so, when we come back, folks, more Hearthstone. And I hope that whatever you're doing today, you have a good day. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later. Gnomes! It's got such a nice ring to it, that word. Gnomes! Fear the gnomes!